And you know the studies that are out there, some are good, some are not good.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot believe the sciences because they are made by men.
Mm-hmm.
Science is made by men, okay?
Right.
And men have flaws. There's conflicts of interest. There's looking at studies with dubious endpoints, fancy. And you know this better than I do.
But, an important one while we're on this topic is bias.
Yes.
Now, I've found the strongest form of bias is actually what I call investigator bias.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the bias that what the doctor or professor really, really believes in. That's
Right.
made a commit. So it's in their mind. So you'll meet some and they'll say, well, I'm absolutely convinced that this is the most important factor. And if you're dealing with a multi-factor problem from heart disease, then every one of the papers from that doctor, it's always the number one factor is always his factor of interest.
Right.
It's like, well, how is that? How come smoking doesn't come out in your analysis, what have you? So investigator bias, and you know what it's fed by? It's fed by research grants. So when someone gets a reputation that they're the homocysteine expert or the estrogen receptor expert, what have you, and there's one grant after another, I've seen people literally, their eyes become, riveted on the target of the next grant.
Yes. So there is a place for science. Don't get me wrong, but science is made by men. Men make errors. And sometimes, depending on what they're using the science for, there's money involved, and it gets biased very quickly, and people get behind it. And we see different systems that make money that try to promote these things that maybe not have the best science or other conflicts of interest, and there's problems. So the point I want to make, I think everyone can agree that over the last 5 years, there's been a distrust in science.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, science is a process of which men use. The process itself is fallible. The men and women are even more fallible than the principles. And when you mix in fear, contagious groupthink, a lot of money,
there you go.
Government overreach, and then all of a sudden the entire enterprise goes in a really wrong direction.
So